Last time on Dragon Ball Gaiden, the World Martial Arts Tournament began in full force. Yamcha lost in the quarterfinals yet again, as he couldn't gain ground against his opponent Scooby-Boo. This time, though, the victor against Yamcha went up against 2B, who had defeated the metal-jointed Gato. Although the match was close, 2B barely managed to defeat her opponents. Meanwhile, Panties and Yora both managed to defeat their opponents with ease, but when the two faced off against one another, Yora managed to pull a win, though with some loss of pride. In the final round, 2B and Yora matched blow for blow until the android gained the upper hand and overpowered her opponent. However, before 2B could claim her prize, the Makyans decided not to take their loss with grace and stole the Dragon Ball. As the stadium emptied, the remaining fighters had no choice but to rally together and recover the artifact. Their chase begins now.
Shining hidden somewhere in a field, luminous and blinding with your desires revealed. Ageless, timeless, what you'll find is beyond belief. Let's try, look high and low, search the sky and the sea below. Let's try, seize the day, and make new friends along the way. Dragon Balls, look out for them all. Come and move those Dragon Balls with me. Gotta hear it all, a magic Dragon Balls. Today's adventure this will be. So calls for action, adventure does wait. A fantastic journey for your dream of thrilling history.
4 versus 30, the Makyan army vanquished.
The World Martial Arts Tournament has been destroyed, as shown here.
We're standing in the middle of it.
It's very destroyed, trust us.
Look at how destroyed it is. The announcer is just staring at it in shock.
Alright, so...
Saw that charity for nothing.
Well, you should just have another charity for this charity, and there you go.
He's crying just thinking about it.
Look, this isn't the first time this kind of thing has happened, has it? I don't know. This is my first time being here. Also,
No, this is the second, but it doesn't make it any easier.
why are your Dragon Balls so small? The ones I'm used to are bigger.
I'm not in the mood, you fucking bubblegum dog. I believe Yora was in the middle of forming a plan.
Yes, I'm gonna call my albatross over to retrieve my weapons for me. And then I'm
here,
gonna make...
and here, and here, and here, and here.
Nah, albatross is just fucking picking up my sword. Screw paperwork, I'm doing this shit.
Here we go, regulation!
The rules!
So I'm going to have the albatross that brings me the sword then sneakily follow the group that's escaped.
Are they flying or walking?
They're like dashing and jumping. They're not flying, but they're airborne a lot of the time.
Also, who were those
I'm not
guys?
sure. What was this trying to do?
She
I'm
was trying to
sending
put a tail on him.
Yeah,
All right.
so I have...
I guess it's overcome.
Overcome or create advantage.
I guess it would be creating an advantage since I want to follow their location.
Well, I'm not gonna make you roll to find them, though. I wasn't gonna have you guys roll at all.
Maybe we can just have a flavor roll then.
Look, they have power levels, and some of us can probably sense them. So.
How about this? If you can give me an advantage, that would be useful when fighting them. I'll let you create an advantage here.
How would I word knowing their plan ahead of time better?
Can you communicate with your albatross? Because these seem like
Yes.
the goobers who would loudly talk about their plan out loud so that you could hear it through your albatross.
Yeah.
Alright, trading advantage. I know that they know.
I know they're goobers.
Just the
Alright,
dumbest
so-
motherfuckers.
God damn it.
By the way, what are they actually, like, species-wise?
They're Makyans from the planet Makya.
Okay, that's the one
Or
I'm
the
not
star
familiar
of
with.
Makya. I don't really remember.
Isn't that hell, essentially?
Kind of?
But they're not demons, like Piccolo used to be.
Piccolo
Well,
was
they-
never a demon. He just didn't know what he was because he was an orphan on Earth.
What, Kami never told him he was an alien?
No.
Kami didn't know
They split
either.
apart. Kami didn't know either because they just woke up there.
Okay.
As
They're
like
aliens
babies.
that thought they were demon. Well, one thought he was a demon. The others became God.
Literally.
Alright, so you know their plan, you know where they're headed.
Wait, we didn't hear them tell about their plan, though.
But they were talking about it as they're dashing away.
So,
Their plan is to gather up all the Dragon Balls so that they can, how would they phrase this? So they can rescue their leader.
why are we doing this again?
Because they're loyal to their leader.
Yeah, but what did Garlic ever do for us?
It's more like what he'll do to you.
No, shut up! Go get him out of there.
Alright, so while Yora's doing that, my Panty's gonna retrieve her sword and rush over to her time capsule, her time pod.
That's
and
on your belt.
Yes. Well,
The Capsule Corp's inventions are always in little capsules about the size of your palm.
right, so she checks her time and she makes sure that Hercule has not become president. And sure enough, them destroying this the thing again makes it so that the person can't embezzle the money and they have to spend the money fixing the thing again so Hercule does not become president. So
Timeline saved.
timeline saved. Panty sighs a sigh of relief, and she's done
Oh.
here. I quit the campaign. I'm joking. No.
So, yeah, unfortunately, change in the past has made a different problem co-op. So what has changed in the future now that you need to fix?
I have a suggestion for that, if you don't mind.
Okay, go ahead.
Go to your
Can't we wait until you all decide to set off for me to reveal it?
Yeah, sure.
So,
She tries to look forward, but it's lots of static, and it hasn't. The timelines haven't coalesced yet. Is what she says. The balls are inert. She shouts, and then we have to. She pulls
out
out.
loud in the middle of the arena.
She pulls out the dragon
It's okay,
radar.
everyone's panicking.
And as she pulls out a dragon radar and is like, let's just beat them to the next balls. They're gonna have a hard time with the fourth ball anyway. Idiots. So I say we go.
What for? Meanwhile, Goku is getting shot through the chest.
Shot through the heart.
No, I think that for our entire campaign, Piccolo's still charging the special beam cannon.
yes, this entire section of the campaign takes place during the 2 times he charges the special beam cannon.
Jesus Christ.
So once you mentioned going after the next Dragon Ball, certain Uber arrives in the arena.
I give him a look.
No way! Those losers crashed my girlfriend's charity event. I'm gonna make him pay.
Your girlfriend?
And once he announces that, your screen in your capsule comes back to life.
Uh-huh.
If Yamcha tries to go after the Makyans alone, they will kill him. Which means that there won't be enough people to buy time when the Saiyans arrive, which means the Earth will be destroyed before Goku gets back.
So
You need to keep
Cyberman-
Yamcha alive now so he can die later. These are the cold equations you must do when you're a time traveler.
So the Cybermen. Oh, Yamcha.
I mean, if he wasn't there, then a Cyberman would have blown up Krillin instead. and then we wouldn't have gotten that destructo disc that did a whole lot in that fight.
Look, that fight came down to the wire. If it had gone any quicker, the Earth would have been destroyed. Therefore, so instead of going to the next ball, Yamcha is going straight for their fortress. Here are the railroad tracks. Now you must follow them.
God, we have to follow Yamcha?
There are options. What if you distract Yamcha?
I want to grab Yamcha by the collar of his gi before he gets too far.
What?
Listen, Wolf or whatever.
It's Yamcha.
Yeah, whatever. I know how strong you are. You're not strong enough to take those guys on by yourself.
That's not the right thing to say to Yamcha. It's gonna make him more fired up.
Instead, what you should do is outthink him. You're definitely smarter than him. See, what if you get all the other balls before they do, and then they have to come to you, and you can fight them on your own terms?
Well, you see, the GM didn't make maps for that.
No. What you do, Yamcha, is you go off on your own and get the other 6 balls. We'll go make sure the Makyans don't get too uppity.
We're gonna need a clever roll.
You know, Yamcha, you have
Yeah,
to
roll
go...
to overcome Yamcha's
No.
bullshit.
Hold on, you have to go visit... You know this, Jenner. You have to go visit Bulma to get the Dragon Radar.
That's right, because we definitely don't have a dragon radar. I say hiding one behind my back. So you have to go to Bulma first.
Thanks, stranger I don't know that somehow knows that the girl I have a crush on has a giant radar.
Alright, oh wait, did you just roll to overcome?
Yeah, I got a 4.
Okay, that was a really good roll.
And if Roll20 still knows you're playing Yamcha, then this is gonna go poorly.
I was just gonna have that succeed
Okay.
on the difficulty and not the contest thing.
Come on, Yamcha.
So Yamcha goes, oh, you're right, I do need the Dragon Radar first. And then he rushes away.
See, I told
That's
you it'd be
advice.
fine. I mean, if that didn't happen, I was going to just, like, have an albatross send him away when he was actually closing in on danger, but we've nipped that in the bud early, so it's fine.
And we don't
I'm
have
sure
to deal with
nothing.
Yamcha.
I'm sure that's completely wrapped up, 100%. Nothing ever go wrong.
Well, we probably still have to go kill the Makyans.
So Panty,
I have
you're-
I have to follow
you're
this
free.
guy. Yeah.
your vision of the future has not changed.
Yep. Fuck. I go chasing after Yamcha. Wait, you idiot.
No, we just have to go beat the Makyans for him, and then let him take credit because he's a doofus.
Right, because you don't know how fast he moves.
Ha!
He might get there before you.
I think Yamcha has a car.
Yes.
So he's
By
going to
virtue of
drive
having
to
a
Kami
car.
House. He's going to drive to Kami House then, huh?
Yeah, probably. I mean, who knows what hover cars can do?
Is
They
that
can
what
probably
Bulma is
cross
right now.
over.
Why would? Oh, yeah, she is actually. Exactly.
Yep.
She was hanging out there with Krillin, and for some reason.
She's visiting her friends. That's what people do sometimes.
Why would you want to hang out with Master Roshi?
She's visiting
I
her
mean,
friends
point
and
taken.
also Roshi.
Roshi was unfortunately also there.
She wanted to go hang out with Turtle.
Turtle's got the good hookup.
Turtle's got the good weed. So anyway,
Yeah,
Pandy.
there's a whole episode about how Goku and Krillin had to go to like a haunted forest and get Roshi his like enchanted immortality weed.
Guys, I know this is gonna seem a little out of sorts, but I'm a time traveler.
You're a
from the
time traveler.
future. Yes. And we need to protect Yamcha so that he can die later, otherwise the world gets destroyed.
How humiliating is his death now versus how humiliating is his death then?
His death then
His death
is
now
so
actually
much-
looks kind of badass.
Alright,
Because
let's
he
humiliate
goes
him.
down fighting to several people stronger than him. And
That
out
is
of
reason- That is reason enough for me to get involved. Humiliating Yamcha.
Alright.
Can you pinpoint where they're going, or where they are right now?
Well, you have a mechanical bird attached to, or following them.
You also have a Dragon Radar that finds Dragon Balls, and they have a Dragon Ball.
Yeah, just look at the one heading away from this area.
Don't
Follow
you
him
want
with
to
his friend.
Because yours long gone by now.
Shall we?
Well, I guess it is my job to protect mankind.
Can you fly, Tubi?
Not unassisted.
Do you need uppies?
No.
You just grab a hold of the pod, and the pod takes off.
It only hovers, and you can't raise up. It's not strong enough.
Well, I'll
Real
have
fast.
I'll have Bulma make you some wings. It'll be fine, and give you like a jetpack.
You
Really
you
cool.
absolutely cannot go visit your great grandmother.
Just grandmother.
Just grandma.
Oh,
But can't she go meet?
Bulma, Trunks, Auntie. There's only the only Trunks in between.
if she learns about time travel now, what would that do?
Oh, that's true. Shit.
Look, I'm just thinking about this as it happens. I don't have to think about every single turn that happens.
Look, I'm not the most responsible time traveler. Okay.
All right, so
How many other time travelers are there?
One.
before you head off, does anybody else want to try and create an advantage, any kind of advantage?
I'm going to try to create an advantage of called Know Where You Are. I'm going to cleverly track them using the Dragon Radar to know where they are at any time, any place. Hey!
No, that succeeds.
Alright.
Alright, we both have advantages in which we just know what the heck they're doing.
Yep.
Being goobers.
So now we rush off after Yamcha, shouting, Yamcha, wait, Yamcha.
No, we rush off the
No.
back. We rush after the Makyans before
He's
Rob
distracted.
Yeah, that's the entire point. We get Yamcha to do bullshit while we do the actual work.
There will be no escort mission.
There will be no Yamcha.
I don't think
We
we're like
just
a...
quickly go through these maps and take Yamcha out.
I'm so sorry.
Oh God, listen, I'm sure he'll be back. There's no way that we can keep him away.
Don't worry about it.
It's fine.
So you make your way towards Castle Garlic, or I'm sorry, it's called the Garlic Fortress, isn't it?
Sure.
Seriously?
I think so. So
So at some point, initially Yora's just like, she can't fly, so she's just making her way very fast through the world. If you've seen the Tick, she's basically just doing that, except not crushing the rooftops. Just very heavy parkour, but then once she gets to the edge of the city, it's like, shit, what do I do now? There's nothing to leap off of.
Scooby-Doo is flying as lazily as possible. Like, he's keeping pace, but, like, he's barely off the ground.
Like doing the backstroke.
Yep. Boy, it's great to fly, you know.
What, not the doggy paddle?
He's...
Too
no.
obvious.
Yeah.
Either I need
So-
some assistance, or I'm just gonna climb sickle off mountains. Just parkour everywhere. Is it parkour if it's in nature?
I don't see why not.
I don't know. In nature, it's just hiking.
Extreme
So you make
hiking.
your way
Parkour is
through.
just extreme hiking.
I think canonically these are clouds, but since most of you are walking, they're now yellow mist, yellow fog. You find your way to the castle of Garlic Jr. And as you can see, it's being guarded by this one red man. He walks forward and says, "Halt!
I don't halt.
Yeah, keep going.
Yep.
This castle is under the protection of the Dead Zone Army.
We are
None
past
can
it.
enter." As you walk by, he shouts, "To arms!" And then,
Yes, you have two of them.
there we go.
Oh dear.
Oh, he's bad at counting. There's more than two. But doesn't he know the doppelganger technique halves your power level for every copy you make?
This is not the doppelganger technique.
What is it?
There's
This
just
is
a
an
lot of
army
people.
of creatures from the Dead Zone.
From the
this
Shadow Realm?
is,
Again, how dare you.
5 groups of 6. So, you guys were walking past. So, who is the fastest among you?
Me.
Yora.
Yara?
It will always be me.
Alright.
Alright. So,
Or you, 30 of these guys.
I'm going to, I guess quickly attack with my sword this time. So I'm gonna get a +2 since that's ninjutsu. Well, it's not really ninjutsu, stride, whatever Strider's training is called. It's
Stab.
that. Stabbing. I'm gonna quickly stab the heck out of these guys with +2, so that's 5.
Alright. So one of these groups is going to try to defend by, check what they're good at. They're going to try and phalanx. Create a wall of shields you can't get past. And if a mook is doing something they're good at, that's a +2, right?
A group of mooks, yes.
Alright.
Well,
Well, you succeed with style.
Form up, bud!
Firm up! Oh shit! Oh fuck! How is she doing this?
Why did she bring sword? We aren't used to sword!
I like how everyone at party has swords except Bedmaster.
Yep.
yeah, so I bring out
these-
Ragnall, and they bring up their shields. Thing is, though, the Cypher is a plasma generating blade, according to Strider Cannon, so that's just gonna tear through those shields and through them.
You have a lightsaber?
It's one of those lightsabers by a different name.
It's legally distinct from lightsaber.
Also,
So you have Travis had
It's a photon blade.
I think it's technically kind of Tonfa-ish or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so these guys have 3 stress boxes, so there's one group down then.
It's the
Dragon
group I'm
Ball!
now behind,
Mooks are nothing!
because I just cut through them.
We don't get
Oh, the one you're
bonus
standing
points.
behind.
I have an idea.
Yeah, so yeah, 2B, you go next.
Alright, I'm going to roll to create an advantage. I'm going to yell at Pod, and just a laser just beams out and just washes across everything. Making them have to defend themselves and putting them on and have to, protect themselves from being obliterated by future lasers.
Are you just creating a wall of bullets for them to deal with?
It's laser. I'm using
All
the
laser.
beam, the pod beam.
Yeah, it's the one laser, but it's going on forever.
I got 2.
Yeah, that's a success. Since we're not dueling anymore, I probably won't contest every roll. A lot
So
of them
I
will
just,
just be based on.
It's like the thing in anime where the beam goes out and like sweeps across.
Yeah,
Explosions.
No one can.
they're all scattering. They're trying to take cover, but they can't because it's just fog.
Alright. I'll call it a covering fire.
There's one free invoker that.
Yep, and we'll say that Scooby Boo is next.
Oh boy. I have a technique just for this occasion. They're all lined up like bowling pins.
Yes.
So I'm going to morph myself into a ball and ping pong all in between them.
Special technique, pinball wizard.
Yes.
What do I call this? I'm gonna call this flashy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ahoy. Let me do my roll.
Yeah. Let me see.
And they're still. The thing I had them be good at was like moving in formation, and they're still trying to phalanx and keep a cohesive structure as an army.
That's not working. Oh, good. I just have to spend some advantages. Do you mind if I take that laser fire advantage?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, I'll spend that for a +2.
All right, so now you're doing 1 damage.
And I'm going to spend a fate point on my malleable body to make it a +3. Or make it a 4.
Yeah. So you're hitting the last stress box on one of these.
I actually
Let's
looked up.
see there. 6 in each group and 3 stress. You were saying I cut you off.
I actually looked up on the wiki what this actual move is by Boo. It had a name.
Oh, what's it called?
I don't remember now.
Is that called Pinball Wizard?
No, you'd be surprised.
I mean, you can call it Pinball Wizard, make it your own.
Yeah, I'll be Pinball Wizard. I definitely don't have
Alright.
a chocolate beam, though.
Thank you. Who's next?
It's a sandwich beam.
Oh, next is... I'm gonna let the Makyans get a turn.
Okay.
Hey, guess what time it is? That's right, it's ad time. So, you want to watch these episodes live? Well, you can go to twitch.tv/Batalisk. We stream every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And hey, you want to watch the VOD since, these episodes are a little bit behind in comparison to where we're actually at. So if you want to get caught up, go to lp.zone, and you can find our thread under the stream section. Ours is We Stream Games, because we're very creative like that. The music in this episode is mostly from the Dragon Ball soundtrack. Special mention, of course, to Mystical Adventure and Romantic Ageru-yo, the opening and closing themes respectively. And I guess since this section's shorter than it normally is, special mention to me for accidentally making a Dragon Ball Super reference in the Dungeon World campaign. I watched the Duplicate Vegeta episode recently, and dang it, I just did exactly that in Dungeon World, didn't I? Oh well. Anyway, back to the show.
This group that has been already hurried and attacked is going to try and attack Panty.
Oh no.
The only character has done nothing so far.
Yes, they're trying to put her down before she can start. All right, rolling my attack, and they're moving at one, so.
Ooh.
God damn it!
Wow, Panty is just really bad at fighting.
I mean, she contested.
Yes, I will
Yeah,
contest
roll your
it.
defense. How are you defending?
I will
Stab
defend. I will defend forcefully by meeting their strikes with my own strikes. I will swing at their phalanx with my sword to try and spook, like to shatter their shields. You know, do the 300 move where you like slam into the shield and buffer them back.
Do they actually have shields, or are they all unarmed?
Actually, looking at this fog, they look unarmed,
All
but
right.
they're
Next
summoning weapons and shields out of the energy of the dead zone. And that's a tie, which means
They get a boost.
Defender gets a boost, right?
Yep.
What is your boost called? You don't have to make one now.
Okay.
The way we've done it in the past is just it creates a boost, and you can decide what it means later.
All right.
It's not always super obvious what it should do when you just tie a defense. So you kick them and scatter them, and they don't do anything.
This is so much harder than kidnapping kids.
And stealing orbs.
Orbs don't have swords.
Alright, I'm going to have all four of these remaining groups go before Panty goes for real.
Oh, rude.
Oh boy.
God, how would this even work?
Dogpile.
Yes, the two in the back are going to make separate create advantage rolls to try and contain you. So here's one. Did not succeed. They all fall flat in their fucking face before they can do anything. Here's the second one.
Oh.
It also does not succeed. So that leaves the one in front to charge at Scooby-Boo without any backup. Thanks,
We got this, guys! Yeah!
+2, because they're
Oh
acting.
my god,
Oh,
the
no.
first good roll.
I don't need your damn backup. Who wants to live forever? Come on!
Oh boy. I'm going to defend this by flowing like water and becoming too quick, or too malleable for them to hit very well. I'm going to be clever about this.
Alright.
That's not very clever. I'm going to spend another fate point on malleable body to re-roll that.
Alright.
No,
Oh,
it's
it's
Worse.
worse.
Oh jeez. Dang, so they're gonna style on you.
worse. I'm going to get no, I'm going to go into consequence territory for that.
Yeah, attacks don't have styling. Attacks just fucking kill you. Well,
Or-
kill Luke.
They trigger your second form.
Shh, don't spoil it.
Look, it's going to take several decades of episodes to get to the part where I can actually have a second form. So what am I supposed to do?
Okay, so do you want to try and mitigate this damage anymore, or...
I'm down to one fate
Are
point
we-
now.
Well, we have a boost you could use, but that'll get you to take the last stress box.
Yeah, I'll take
And
that
that-
instead. I'll take the third. Take the
All right.
third
So
step.
that boost was created by a Panty's tie. So in their fervor charge, they trip over the bodies of the other people that Panty scattered. So that boost is gone. And take your third stress box.
Headed.
I'll be right back.
And well, Jenna, it's your turn.
Oh, is it? Okay, well then I'll go first.
Fancy throws down the capsule, hops in the time machine, and pieces out.
I'll be right back.
going I thought that oh okay. So I'm going to try to create an advantage by dashing around them really, really fast while they follow me with their eyes and getting them all dizzy. So I'm
Alright.
gonna be quick. Oh.
We have bad rolls tonight.
I'm going
The thing is, you haven't discovered the aspects, but these guys are very simplistic, so confusing them isn't that hard. So I could let that be a creative advantage.
Okay. The advantage is they're dizzied. That'll be my turn. I'll be right
Alright, now
back.
who goes?
Oh, I have to pick who goes next. Let's go with Scooby-Doo again.
Okay.
Redeem yourself. Get your revenge.
I'm gonna power up.
Alright.
I'm going
I'll
to
explain power-up rules again because it's technically a homebrew thing. It's an advantage that you can only use your free invokes. You can only use the free invokes that your character creates, but you can use all of them at once.
In addition to any advantages we can tag.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you power up and get 5 free invokes, you can just add +10 to a single roll, and I can't stop you.
So I'm going to manipulate my key and basically tighten it up within my body to I'm going to annihilate these fools all at once because they've pissed me off.
Do the power-up scream while you're rolling.
Ah! Ah! That's a 7.
Oh my god, it worked!
All
So,
right,
so
let me put
Scooby-Doo
this
just
down.
starts screaming and glowing bright.
Please back up from the mic when you do that next
Sorry.
time.
Sorry,
Hey.
I may have also hollered a little bit. So that's a succeed with style. So you have 2 free invokes of your power up when it's your turn again. So whose turn is it now?
I'm gonna say 2B, you're up.
All right.
They're dizzied, so you might be able to take one of them out.
Yes. Okay. I think I will attack the one that has that damage on it. I'm going to quickly just rush in and just swords everywhere. I got the floaty swords. I got swords in my hands. I got swords for days.
You have swords on your feet.
Loves you
Oh,
with swords.
Oh no.
You should have put swords on your feet.
That ain't great. Well, let's see what they roll first.
Yeah, 4DF. And they're all too disorganized right now to act as in unison, so no bonus.
Oh,
Got him.
hey, he got him.
I'll
if
tag
you-
that advantage to of the dizzy to make it a
Yep.
3, so it hits the 3 stress box.
Yep,
We'll
which
kill
they
them
got
because
half.
it's hit already.
Mm-hmm. So there's another group down.
Yeah. So I rushed past them, and then they all just like fall into pieces behind me.
Right, you do the samurai thing.
Yes, and that goes ninja way. Except
Mhm.
it wasn't one slash; it was a lot of slash.
Right.
They're
You gotta pure platinum on that one.
they are gibbed.
Your ranking for the fight was pure platinum, by the way.
All right, who's next?
Oh, that's right. Let's go with Panty.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Well, now that everybody has stolen my advantages,
Thanks.
you're welcome. I'm going to try and outsmart them actually, I'm going to. They don't actually have shields, right? We've established that.
No, they do
No, they
have
do.
shields.
They can form shields, but
Okay.
they're like made of energy, so you can dissipate it if you do some weird shit, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna forcefully just punch right through their shields into them. Just a flurry of punches.
Alright.
That's a Saiyan move if I've ever seen one.
Oh, dear.
Well, that takes him out.
Destroyed.
So Pandy just winds up and just pow, 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 pow right through their shields. And she's like a
now whose
blur
turn?
between them. Let's let these last 2 guys go before they get completely creamsicled.
Alright, I'm just gonna go for 2 attack rolls because creating advantages did not go so well for me. This first one will be at Yora, because she's the closest.
Oh, 3, that's pretty good. Alright, so,
They're just charging at you, by the way.
Yep, so, I'm going to use a stunt because I can use climb sickles. I get a +2 when cleverly defending, use the environment, so it's a dodge. We're probably close enough to the castle where there's, like, structures here, right, that I could just leap off of.
Yeah, you kind of just blew right past them when you're fighting them to be polite.
Alright, let's see how I do. 4. Oh, and actually
Alright,
that's
we
6,
failed.
because, yeah. 'Cause
Wait,
+2.
if you succeed with style on a defend, that means you get a boost. So I'll write down that boost. And the next one is going to attack 2B, because I don't think anyone's attacked 2B so far. Well, pity me and roll your defense.
I will flash to defend by doing that sweet dodge cartwheel that 2B does. Because I'll like several directions at once. Hell yeah.
You get a boost, not that it matters.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Second boost. So these guys,
So,
I just picture they're all like bunched up together on the floor for like missing in separate directions. Like they were converging towards each other and then fell.
alright.
Yamcha should show up right about now.
So it's Yora's turn to fight, right?
Yep. I'm the only one who has not gone this turn. So, I'm going to sneakily attack them by basically, like, after I dodge through their attack, I'm just going to disappear into the mist like everybody does, and then you just... Well, let's wait first. That's a 3 for a sneak attack.
They feel a knife in their kidneys.
So...
So defense by trying to roll out of the way.
Nope.
Do
So,
not.
they just start getting... Oh, and I can also boost to just finish... Actually, I don't need to boost
You
to
don't
finish
need
them
You
out,
don't
right?
need to
Yeah,
boost
I
the
don't-
finish.
Yeah, that's just that's already a 3. So yeah, they just get flung into the air. Yora disappears into the mist. You hear slashing noises. Everyone just goes fucking flying and slash.
Send them off
Yeah.
to another dimension.
There they go. Back to the
Alright,
business.
so since 2B's pretty close, and that's top of the turn order again, and we have 2 boosts against these guys, 2B.
I was going. Well, Breadmaster, were you saying something?
I'm still screaming.
Breadmaster has 2 free power-up invokes.
Alright, destroy these men.
I'm just gonna open my mouth and gack them.
Just opening your mouth and firing off a bunch of slime.
Yep. I'm just gonna slam every advantage we have available because why not?
Yep,
Well,
2
let's
boosts
see.
and your advantages, so...
Since you're doing this, I'm going to just say they've got enough. They got it together enough to form one last phalanx. So I have my bonus, but let's see how this roll goes. So
Destroy them.
invoking your power-ups is enough to deal with that. Can you carry boosts through fights?
I don't think we can, no, because this is
These are the
specifically for
situations,
these
depends on what
guys.
they are.
They're very situational. Yeah. They don't last usually
Alright.
beyond a fight.
Just say you use our boosts, so you just
So there
destroy
so-
them.
Yes, add +8 to this roll for no reason.
It pissed me off. They're just a smear now.
They drowned in goop.
And that is actually one of Majin Buu's attacks.
Well,
Looks like Booyan is just as dangerous as I'd heard.
Well, that was barely a distraction.
Well, it's a good thing he's on my side. Regardless, we have to move on.
and the castle is now
Now here.
now here. It appeared. No, it's now defenseless, and you can move in.
That was all their defense? Wow.
Well, that's all their defense so far. Well, their leader's gone. This is already more
Excuses,
defended than it was in the movie.
excuses.
Anyways,
Don't eat him, you'll get drunk.
you go into the courtyard. Do you know this? You go into the courtyard, and it appears that kidnapped Gato is here, but he's not moving. His eyes are not lit up, and he's sort of slumped over the tree. And up on this balcony in the top left corner, these 3 are standing around chanting something.
Oh, it's the
I want
Goobers.
to roll
With their
negative
stolen
edge.
items. Yeah, there's stolen items between the 3 of them. Roll what kind of advantage?
I would like to command Pod to hack Gato.
Just kind of slot into him.
Yeah.
All right, go for your hacking.
Hi, this is gonna be let's do
Clever?
I guess I'd do clever, but I'm not very good at it.
Careful, maybe.
That's also the same number. Oh, it's a 2.
All right. So you have the advantage, hacked Gato, but advantages are somewhat temporary by nature, so you don't have full control over him. You just it's like in the game, you can make him you can do a bunch of damage to him, or temporarily take control over him.
You can spend fate points on advantages to keep them being used, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still there once I use it.
What I meant was that you don't have full control over Gato right now.
I don't care about
He's
anything.
not on
I
our
see
side.
food and I'm hungry.
Oh dear.
Yeah,
I want a
it's
fate point as
it's my
well.
job to fight machine life form. Pretty much my other.
So you want a fate point.
I want to eat all these apples. All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Take your fate point and
Yay!
remind me how I can add like temporary negative aspects to you, right?
Yes. It just
Okay.
it's not quite a
as
consequence, but it's
fuck.
essentially the same thing.
Right. So these apples are liquor infused. You just ate an entire tree's worth.
I'm a Majin, so like
It's magic
It ta-
liquor.
it
Well,
takes
you're
that much
losing
to get
now.
me drunk.
Look, Gohan took a bite out of one and he started hallucinating. So there's
Gohan
also
was a
LSD.
Child.
He
I
was
know,
a
but
child.
I don't think alcohol makes you hallucinate that much, but
They're
This is
LSD
demon apple
apples.
they're LSD and liquor. Look, you're fucked up. I don't care.
Yes, I'm a
The
Majin. What else?
LSD stands for liquor.
So I would
So
give.
Scooby Boo is getting fucked up on apple liquor, by the way.
Yeah, I would give them the temporary thing of wasted.
Wasted on
Yeah.
Applejack.
Yeah.
Yes, at that aspect. So
The rest of you
while
can
you
do whatever
are
the hell.
horrifyingly, messily devouring all these apples,
Like I open my mouth way too wide and just engulf an entire branch, and then just
Like
pull
Kirby
back,
suck
and all
them
the
all in.
apples are gone.
Nikki peers over his shoulder, sees the four of you, and goes, "Oh no, guys, we gotta hurry this up." They start chanting even faster.
Alright.
They create a very small void right here, just on the edge of the balcony.
Like a black hole.
A very small portal to the dead zone, where their master is currently imprisoned.
And they don't need a really big one to get him out, do they?
It's one way. It only goes two. That's what makes it so dangerous. And they then pick up the remote control that controls Gato and hurl it into the dead zone.
Oh, I see.
Um,
I don't know if that will have the range you think it does.
Magic.
Look,
I think
Luca
it's
made
less-
They are terrible at plans. This has already been established.
you hear a chuckling from Gato.
Oh no, they're
Finally! After an indeterminate amount of time, I'm a little bit free!
Time to conquer Earth!
Don't mock me, Ninja!
Yours too serious to make jokes.
Gato, why are you all so uppity now? Why not the chill, Gato?
Well, weird pink Great Dane?
I barf on him.
Oh god! Oh, this is terrible. Oh, I hate this.
I'm sorry about all your apples. They were delicious.
At this point, Nikki leans over the balcony and yells, "Boss, just run away! We have a different idea." And they got to retreat further into the
does not
castle.
run.
When he tries to run away, can I try and slide tackle him? Just try and get an attack in?
Sure. I'm trying to avoid a fight, so you can overcome that, and then there will be a fight.
Oh, I didn't mean to start a fight. I just want to get an attack in, but have him still escape. I wanted to have some.
Yeah, I'll allow that. You can try and
Maybe
get
maybe
stress
that'd be
box on him.
cool.
Holy
Bad.
shit.
Holy
Oh,
Oh my
shit!
god!
Holy moly!
Okay, so let's just make quick rolls for the rest of the game because apparently that's what we're good at.
So he one-shot Garlic Jr. in his robot body.
So I'll just make that create advantage, and you get 2 for invokes. Because Jeff suggested that idea a millisecond before he rolled.
No, I want to do an attack.
Oh, may I make a suggestion with disadvantage?
Sure. Or wait, Jenner should allow that.
Yeah.
What's
Just
up?
that as she
What's
wants.
up?
You hit Gato so hard, you invert his controls, and Garlic Jr. has no way to set him back.
I don't want to impugn on Loika's plans for the campaign.
No,
Having
you
been
should. You're the players.
That's what we do.
having been a game master for you,
already tried to
Rowdy.
pick me up by going for separate Dragon Balls instead of following the obvious villains.
I'm gonna say that what he's got is tripped up. That's the condition he has. So he gets away, but he looks like a fool. He's embarrassed and he's tripped up.
Look at that idiot, laugh at him.
Oh god.
He's like laughing maniacally as he tries to escape, but then he's tripping over his own feet because I sweep for the leg several times and he has to like hop and jump and escape.
He tied his robot shoelaces together.
Yes. So I've got 2 free invokes of tripped up on him next time we see him.
So I'm assuming you immediately run after him.
Oh god, I don't want to run right now. Oh.
this is Yor reporting in. Garlic Jr.'s minions can't bring their master back without the power of the Dragon Balls, but they have managed to find a loophole in his imprisonment in the Dead Zone. They've given him the controller for the robot Gato. We don't know how much power any of them have, but if we can stop them here, then we don't have to worry about their plans in the first place. Next time on Dragon Ball Gaiden, In Pursuit of Garlic, transmission from the Dead Zone. We'll show those fools what we're made of.